Thanks. Developing this evening at 5:30, Governor Mike DeWine speaking out saying he does not support the constitutional amendment on the ballot this November, which would end gerrymandering in Ohio. It also looks to create a group of citizens to draw maps instead of politicians. The governor says instead he wants the legislature to draft a map drawing process similar to how the state of Iowa draws those maps. 10 TV's Tara Jabor joins us now in studio. Tara, you talked with both sides of this issue today. What did you learn?
Well, Colin, the governor says he believes if the ballot initiative passes in November, then it would lead to more gerrymandering in the state. On the other side, Citizens Not Politicians, the group that put that amendment on the ballot, says what the governor said today is insulting to the 500,000 people who helped put the amendment on that ballot. Governor Mike DeWine boldly speaking out against the Citizens Not Politicians constitutional amendment on the ballot in November to change the way maps are drawn. That amendment, if passed, would create a group of 15 citizens to create the maps instead of politicians. The group would be split between Democrats, Republicans, and independents.
If this ballot proposal were to be adopted, Ohio would actually end up with a system that compels map drawers to produce gerrymandered districts. After the voters see the results, see the districts that have been produced, voters would once again demand change and would be even more disillusioned with the whole mess.
The governor says he wants to end gerrymandering once and for all in Ohio. He's calling on the legislature to take up the state of Iowa's process of drawing maps. In Iowa, there is a 5-member bipartisan commission that draws the maps. Those maps are then passed on to the state legislatures who can either accept, reject, or modify the maps.
Maps should be drawn based on population, with no consideration of past partisan voting patterns.
The governor showed several maps that focused on proportionality, something he says the amendment focuses on for map drawing. David Niven, political science professor at the University of Cincinnati, calls DeWine's attempts to show the maps he believes would happen is a, quote, distraction tactic.
This is not the way maps are actually drawn. And we know we have states where competitiveness is a major theme, but the districts don't wind up looking like crazy zigzagging monsters. The fundamental idea of this constitutional amendment is to take power away from politicians and give it to regular people.
And Citizens Not Politicians released a statement from retired Supreme Court Justice Maureen O'Connor. It says in part, quote, Governor DeWine voted with his fellow politicians 7 times for unconstitutional maps and now says what Ohio really needs is what he calls the Iowa plan, a system where the governor and other politicians get the final say on maps, end quote. Reporting live in the studio, Tara Jabor, 10 TV News.
All right, Tara, thanks.